Meet me in the foyer.
So why don't we now go for Linda's next review, which is a film I think we're both anticipating quite hotly.
Yep.
So Linda's returning to the table with another review of her ping pong bat now, as she takes a look at Josh Safdie's Marty Supreme, the story loosely inspired by the life of Marty Reisman, starring Timothy Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow. So will it reign supreme or leave behind a bit of a ping pong and a whiffy waff? Linda?
I, I'm I, I'm gonna go back to saying what I was saying about Timothy Chalamet. Like as I said, I have been following his career from very, very, very early on, and there is a thing about him that as soon as you see him, you know there is potential. He's someone who takes his job super seriously to a point of obsession. And I think the last time we saw someone do that was Daniel Day-Lewis. Although Daniel
Mm.
Day-Lewis does a lot of that kind of like I must stay in character. I think Chalamet's passion in acting is a different one. He takes his acting very seriously, but he also isn't bothered by having to stay in character. Or I think it's really important to make the distinction between method and passion.
Mm.
Method acting can be really tiresome and boring for people around you if you are in character throughout the filming.
Mm.
What I really like about Timothée Chalamet is that he has managed to harness that kind of talent that he's got, and he is hugely talented, into something so brilliant and so contained and so clever. I think he's a very intelligent actor.
Absolutely.
That I think, I mean, touch wood that things don't go, you know. And this is why I was so reluctant for him to get an Oscar yet, because I feel like if you get an Oscar at an early age, he's about to turn 30, and I think 30 is a good age to have your first Oscar. Was nominated for Call Me by Your Name at the age of 22 or
Right.
21, whatever he was. He was the youngest ever male nominee for Best Actor at
Oh.
the Oscars. And I personally, I thought when he got nominated, I felt like if you nominate someone and they win at the age of 21, and I feel like that about other actors, to be honest with you. What do you have to look forward to? What do you have to strive towards? And he's been doing this whole shtick about like wanting greatness to advertise Marty Supreme, and that thinks what Marty Supreme is about. So it's a film that doesn't go do anything subtly. It grabs you by the collar and it never lets go. If you know any of Josh Safdie, I mean Safdie brothers, we know from Good Time, from Uncut Gems, and other films before that, and shorts. They've worked on shorts. This kind of high, kind of like, their films are almost like if someone is on crack or coke or speed, or it's things happen all the time. And I really like that about their movies. They're movies that put you in positions of stress throughout the movie, throughout the story, and they never let go. And there is a way. Um, it's almost like in the first Indiana Jones movie.
Right.
I
Okay.
felt that kind of adventure, that you're not doing something and you calm down, and then something new happens and you find yourself in other. It it is a mainstream movie. It's his first mainstream movie. Actually, it's A24's most expensive movie to date. And I feel like he has enough of a fan base for the movie to do well, but who knows? So, Timothée Chalamet plays Marty Mauser, as you said, based on a real life ping pong player, a Jewish shoe shop clerk in 1950s New York. He has a big mouth and bigger dreams, even. He wants to take over the table tennis world by storm. And he's got this new invention, which is the Marty Supreme ball. Up to now, everyone was playing with a white ball, but he wants to bring the orange ball. That's
Mhm.
hence all the advertising has been all about men walking around with. uh, orange balls on their heads.
Yes.
So it's a mad idea, but Marty believes it completely. He's so sure of his success that he will not let anyone get between him and his dream. So that he's at the meantime, he's like he's sneaking around with his childhood sweetheart, who is now married to another man, Rachel, played by Odessa Zion, who is brilliant. I think she probably is likely to get uh, um, a Best Actress, oh, maybe supporting nomination at the Oscars. Yeah, later he became fixated on faded movie star Kay Stone, played by Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth Paltrow is the best she's been in a very long time here. Loved her, that character. I mean, she's got that kind of like old, like 50s kind of like a class anyway in her look.
Mm.
So she just absolutely fantastic this performance. So and then as I said, Safdie keeps all these sort of plots and subplots spinning like plates all at once. And he's like, they're taking care of this subplot and then taking care of this subplot. I find that so impressive, you know. And I think we saw a little bit of it in Uncut Gems, but Uncut Gems was a lot more, the storyline was a lot simpler. This one is just grandiose. Like there's so much going on. So there's no breathing space in any way, and it's hectic all the time. And then you've got Fran Dasher, the nanny, ex head of SAG-AFTRA, who's been now replaced by Sean Astin from The
Oh, yes.
Goonies. Yeah, so she plays his mom, and then you've got Kevin O'Leary, plays some kind of like sleazy businessman, Milton Rockwell, who's married to Kay. You have Abel Ferreira, who turns up doing, playing this kind of dodgy mafioso. Um, and then you've got tons and tons of like, uh, Taylor the Creator, uh, so many cameos, tons of people who aren't actually actors who end up in this movie. I have to say, like genuinely, I mean, I've seen maybe three fantastic movies this year, one battle after another, Marty Supreme and Train Dreams. These three movies, I think, are, in my opinion, what I aspire to watching every single day at the cinema. This is why I put up with watching so much crap to cover whatever is out in the cinemas. If I can get three movies like this every year, I am happy, and I'm happy to put in all the work and sit through all the avatars in the world, and sit through all the, uh, um, like anything really, because it makes you. I remember when I was watching one but after another on a big screen at the premiere. I was just thinking, I was like suddenly started to smile because I was thinking, this is why I love cinema, because this movie is absolutely nuts. And if people didn't carry on going to the cinema, we are at risk of never seeing films like this. And that same feeling I felt whilst watching Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet actually is producer on this. I don't know if he's producer just by name or because it is, again, an A24 movie, but I feel like he's also been working on this for 8 years. He even taught himself ping pong to be able to play, and the ping pong playing, it's absolutely out of this world. I just love this movie. I really loved it, and I want people to go and see it in the cinema. Do not wait for it to be on streaming. Genuinely, listen to me. You want to see this with a bunch of people, or because I like the screening that I went to, it was so brilliant that to the point where people like, he would say something really offensive because his character is not a super likable character. But you can't help but root for him.
Yeah.
It feels like you need to hear the reaction of other people to the stuff that comes out of his mouth. And I don't think watching films at home on your own, regardless of what the head of Netflix wants to say. Watching films with other people, getting their reaction, nothing beats that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely nothing beats that. So go and see Marty Supreme. Go and see Avatar as well, but go and see Marty Supreme. It's out in cinemas on the 26th of December, so Boxing Day. We do not have a tradition of Boxing Day movies here in the UK. America has the tradition of Christmas Day movies because Christmas Day is almost not that important for them because they do the evening before, and for them,
Mm.
the big holiday is Thanksgiving. So, and as a result, Christmas Day has become the big opening day for cinema. I don't know if that's going to work against it or not, but please do go and see it. And I think it's being released a little bit earlier anyway in some places. In London, I think it's been released a little bit earlier this weekend, I think.
Fantastic. No, as I say, I'm very, very much looking forward to this, and yeah, it'll be. I guess it won't have time to make a mark in the box office top tens of 2025, so it'll be on the cards for 2026. And
Yes, but it doesn't really matter because it's a movie that opened in 2025, so it will still be marked as 2025.
oh,
Yeah, so the money that it makes will still be part of the 2025 because that's
I see. Okay, so we'll have to do a recap, say
yeah,
come Easter time, and
yeah,
see where it's ended up.
yeah, yeah,
But yes, no, hopefully it'll do
yeah.
well,
Go
and
see it.
very much looking forward to that. Wonderful, wonderful, fantastic. Well, that was well, Linda can now relax for the rest of the year because she's done. She can put her feet up. That was her final review of 2025, at least for us. So thank you very much, Linda.
You're
Um,
welcome.
Meet me in the foyer.